Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm coming at you guys with my brand new Tachyon Dragon deck profile post Maze of the Masters. This deck is absolutely insane. So many awesome one-card combos. And what if I told you this deck actually has a playable FTK that's actually immune to hand traps? Things are about to get interesting with this brand new Tachyon deck. In today's deck profile, I'm gonna teach you guys everything that you guys must know when it comes to playing the brand new Tachyon cards, the card by card deck list, and most importantly, near the end of the video, I'm gonna showcase you guys some bread and butter combos that you guys must know when it comes to playing this deck right here. Guys, I'm super duper excited to showcase you guys this deck, and without further ado, Val, roll it out! These cards are absolutely phenomenal, especially, of course, Ardnor Schwarzenegger, Infinity Dragon, and, of course, Divine Golden Dragon, Shadow Dragluxion. Takes the deck to a whole nother dimension. And in yesterday's video, you guys were able to see me play this deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. If you guys haven't watched that video yet, you guys go ahead and check it out. I'll leave the links in the description box below. And what I love about Konami and Master Duel is that I believe they're timing their release on Master Duel with the TCG release. So if you guys are actually playing this deck in Master Duel, you now can play it in real life with Maze of the Masters. But this right here is my Master Duel deck, but in TCG form. And there are some slight changes that differentiates this deck versus my Master Duel deck. And I believe the TCG deck is just a bit better. And of course, not all of you guys love Maxi in the format. And in TCG, we don't have Maxi. So that's what's really good about this deck. So, you know what, guys? I won't waste any more of your time. Let's just jump straight into the deck profile. And this deck is just ridiculous, guys. It's absolutely scary. So first and foremost, you want to start off with, of course, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Infinity Dragon. This card is absolutely insane. I believe it's like the best combo starter in your entire deck. If you guys do not know what this card does, this card's a level 8 Dark Dragon with 2000 attack and 0 defense. And if you control no monsters, okay, or your opponent controls a monster with 2000 or more attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, special summon one level 8 light or dark dragon monster from your deck in defense position, except for Schwarzenegger Dragon, but negate its effect. So once you resolve this card's ability, you're locked into Dragon Exceeds monster from your extra deck for the rest of the turn. But that doesn't matter because this card is a 1-card rank 8 Exceeds play. And this is basically what you want to start off with. It's like one of the best combo starters while going first. And going second, your opponent obviously will probably have a monster with 2000 or more attack, so you can easily special this card from your hand, so that way you got quick access to rank 8 Exceeds play. So the Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon, absolutely insane. You need to play 3 copies of this card in your deck, and it's basically a 1-card rank 8. And the next monster that I'm playing is double copies of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I thought Tachyon cards were piloted by Kite in the anime, but that's Galaxy Eyes. Galaxy Eyes is piloted by Kite, right? But the Tachyon monsters are actually piloted by Mazar. So I actually did not know that. I'm actually a bot. This card is ridiculous. And what this card does is that this card's a level 8 light dragon effect monster with a stats 3000 attack, 2500 defense. And I believe it's like kind of like the ultra version of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And what this card does is that if a dragon exceeds monster declares an attack, attach this card on the field to it as material. And this effect is actually really important because if a dragon exceeds monsters on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand to either player's field. And if this card is normal summon or special summon, the owner of this card, which is you, okay, gets to add a Tachyon spell or trap directly from your deck to your hand. So this card is so powerful because now you can search Tachyon spell and traps. And of course, 7 Tachyon is released in this set, and Tachyon Transmigration, which is basically a solemn judgment for any Tachyon based cards, is now searchable with Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal, which is absolutely insane. So you need to play this card in your deck. And the reason why it has synergy with Schwarzschild Dragon is the fact that you can special summon this card to your opponent's field. And guess what? If you special summon this card to your opponent's field, it has 3000 attack, right? And it's a dragon with 3000 attack. You can special summon Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon from your hand, so you get access to another dragon directly from the deck. So that's a synergy. And also, if your Tachyon monsters declares an attack, you basically get to attach this card from your opponent's field to this to your dragon monster as an Xyz material. So that's the synergy that it has with like the rank 8s, is that if you summon to your opponent's field, not only do you get to search, but whenever you declare an attack, you basically get to steal this back, which is actually really cool. So double copies as primal is all you need. It is not like a one card starter, because on its own it absolutely doesn't do anything. You need to control a dragon Xyz monster to summon this card. So this at 3 of is absolutely not necessary. Only 2 copies is more than enough in my personal opinion. So double copies of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. Next off, it'll play, of course, triple copies of Tachyon Cloud Dragon. This card is absolutely ridiculous. It has the similar effects as a Snake Eyes Popular, and what this card does is that it's a level 4 light dragon monster with the stats 300 attack and 250 defense. And if this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon this card. So it's a popular, and you contribute this card to basically special summon any Tachyon monster directly from your deck, except for Tachyon Cloud Dragon. So you guys see the synergy that Cloud Dragon has, is that you can just, use this, tribute itself to special summon, of course, the Tachyon Primal directly from the deck, and then this becomes a 1-card combo. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Tachyon Cloud Dragon is one of the best 1-card combos in the deck, alongside, of course, the Short Shield Dragon, which is absolutely amazing. So this card is absolutely must-have as a 3-of in this specific version, because I'm missing 1 card, but honestly, you can also get away with playing 2 if you're playing 3 of the copies that I'm going to showcase you guys on the next card, which I believe is just a better 1-card starter than Tachyon Cloud Dragon, but essentially it's just the same thing, right? So Cloud Dragon, absolutely insane, and it also can target one of the Dragon Xyz monsters whenever you summon them. You can attach this card from your graveyard to it as a material to give you extra materials, which is absolutely amazing. So triple copies of Tachyon Cloud Dragon, absolutely necessary to play in your deck to get access to your primal on the very first turn by just easily tributing it. But the best 1-card starter definitely has to be Starliege. This card is insane. It's essentially more copies of Cloud Dragon. I only have 2 copies of Starliege Seyfert. If I have 3, I will definitely play 3 Seyferts and 1 Cloud Dragon. So essentially giving you a total of 5 copies of Cloud Dragon in your deck. This card is really good because not only can it search Cloud Dragon, but, by sending level 8s to the graveyard, you can also search Lubellion, which is absolutely amazing, and recycles your level 8 monsters from your graveyard to your hand. And what's interesting is that Tachyon Primal, to summon this card, it's a quick effect, right? So if a Dragon Xyz monster's on the field, quick effect. So if this card is in your graveyard, okay, and you control a Tachyon Dragon, you can activate Seyfert to banish yourself from the grave, add this card from your graveyard to your hand, and then during your opponent's turn, since it's a quick effect, during your opponent's draw phase, you can special summon Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal to search another copy of Transmigration, which gives you another copy of Solemn Judgment during your opponent's turn. So like, Seyfert is better than Cloud Dragon is because you're actually able to recycle back your Tachyon Primal from your graveyard to your hand, and then during your opponent's turn, you just have more additional negates, which is absolutely insane. So Seyfert is just really good, and it just basically normal summon, tributes itself, search Cloud Dragon can summon itself from hand, and you can just basically combo off from there on in. So Starliege Seyfert, Cloud Dragon, absolutely mandatory to play in the deck. And the last level 8 monster to play in the deck is 1 Galactic Spiral Dragon. This is kind of like the only break in the deck, but it's not necessarily a break, because if this card is in your hand or graveyard, if you control 2 or more light or dark dragon monsters, you special summon this card from your hand. So as long as you have 2 dragons on the field, you just easily special summon this card from your hand, and this card is able to level modulate every single dragon on the field to become level 8, so you get access to instant rank 8 plays. So the 1 Galactic Spiral is all you need in my personal opinion. No Galaxy Eyes Afterglow, no Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. This is straight up Galaxy Eyes Tachyon version. No need to combo off, no need to like fully combo off. You guys will fully understand better in the combos on what I'm talking about once I explain it, but no need to do all these fancy stuff. This deck does one thing: FTK, sets up negates, and I'll showcase you guys that near the end of the video. After the spells, we're gonna play 3 copies of 7 Tachyon. This card is absolutely amazing. You can search your Cloud Dragon, it can search your Seyferts, it can search, of course, your Lubellions, it can search your Schwartz Shield Infinity Dragon. It basically searches your entire deck, which is absolutely amazing. It's kind of like an egg 1, but it's really good in this type because you can actually put back the bricks if you open up 7 Tachyon, which is actually really good. So 3 copies of this card is really great. You activate this effect by revealing 1 number Xyz monster in your extra deck, and the number Xyz that you have is, of course, the Tachyon, which is insane, which is number 107. You also have the number 104 as well, to reveal to add a level 4 monster directly from the next hand, level 4 light. So you can search for Seyfert, which is actually really, really good. So this can add basically any dragon, and this can basically add any level 4 light, which is your Seyferts, and also your Cloud Dragon, which is absolutely insane. So 7 Tachyon is in here just for that, and just increase the consistency of the deck by a ton. And the fact that now you can also play this card right here, to see number 101, Silent Honor Arc, which is level 5 monster, to search your FTK piece, which is going to be your Catapult Turtle. Which is why this deck is absolutely scary, is because you can search Catapult Turtle with 7 Tachyon, and this card is going to be on the next ban list 100,000%. Like, the fact that Tachyon can search this card now in a deck like this should never exist in my personal opinion. So 7 Tachyon getting access to Turtle is just absolutely insane. So 3 copies of 7 Tachyon. Next off, I'm going to play 3 copies of Tachyon Transmigration. A lot of you guys may think this is probably like too OD, but I don't think it's OD at all, because this card becomes a hand trap and becomes a pseudo Call by the Grave or Call of the Haunted if you control number 107. So like, if you have a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon monster, you can use this card as a hand trap, which is absolutely insane. So like, if you go first, you get access to the Tachyon Dragon. You're basically, your combo is going to be nullified by hand traps because of Tachyon Transmigration, and this deck turbos out rank 8s like it's absolutely nothing. So you want to get access to Tachyon Dragon on the very first turn so you can utilize this. What's unique about this ability is that if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, activate as Chainlink 2 or higher. Negate the activation of your opponent's spell or trap cards and monster effects activated before this card's in this chain, and if you do, shuffle the negated cards on the field into the deck. So basically, let's say your opponent goes, they have Regain, right? They go activate Abyssio, Magnamut banish a monster in the grave, summon the Magnamut, okay? Activate Regain Chainlink 1, activate Magnamut Chainlink 2. This card can be activated on Chainlink 3, negating both Magnamut and Regain, and it shuffles both of them directly into the deck. It negates everything your opponent does in the chain, okay? Not yours. So let's say you go, Chain 1 Regain, Chainlink 2 Magnamut, Chainlink 3 Transmigration. Let's say your opponent goes Chainlink 4 Solemn Judgment. You can go Chainlink 5 Transmigration, negate the entire chain. Negate all your opponent's entire chain. Insane. This card's ridiculous, and it has to be a 3 of. If you don't FTK, you're basically playing Solemn Judgment control with 3 copies of Tachyon Transmigration. This card is ridiculous, and do not sleep on how powerful this card is. Next off, the 1 of the Tachyon Spiral of Destruction. This card just recycles back your Transmigration or any of your Tachyon cards. It also has a Reborn ability, and it also has a Destruction ability, which is not that bad, but it isn't the best, kind of like a brick, but if you have multiple copies of Transmigration already, it's really good to search it so you can set it. So that way you can recycle your Transmigration from a graveyard through your opponent's turn, so you have more copies of Solemn Judgment on their turn, right? Which is absolutely insane. Next off, for your other engine, you'll play, of course, the 1 Lubellion. Only 1 is all you need because Safer can search it, and 7 Tachyon can add this card directly from the next to hand. You can always search this, which is absolutely insane. The 1 Magnamut, the 1 Druisworm, okay? Just engine requirements, and Lubellion is really good because once you 7 Tachyon, search your Lubellion, you summon Magnamut, summon Lubellion, and you have Lubellion, and of course, level 8 monster, get you access to Tachyon, or of course, the Dragluxion from your extra deck, which is really good, and of course, the brand new Regain for infinite recursion. Regain is just absolutely insane. And then last but not least, I'm playing the Horus engine. 3 copies of Insetti, okay, 1 copy of Happy, and 1 copy of King Sark. Honestly, drawing bricks isn't that bad. You obviously don't want to draw bricks, but since you're playing 7 Tachyon, you can always shuffle these cards back from the field into the deck. And these cards right here are just like, 1 card rank 8 monsters. You know what I'm saying? Like Insetti is just a 1 card rank 8, which is really important in this deck since you want to get access to rank 8s as quickly as possible. And the grind game with Horus is just absolutely scary. If they can't kill you, they basically will lose on the following turn. So Insetti, absolutely ridiculous in my personal opinion. Now off to the last card you want to play, of course, the Catapult Turtle. Insane. The reason why this card is so good is because you can tribute 1 monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of the tribute monster's attack on the field. It doesn't tribute and deal for original attack. It deals damage on the attack of the monster on the field. So number 100 is going to come out 17,000 attack. You activate Catapult Turtle, tribute the number 100. It will deal half of 17,000, which is game. 8,500, right? 8,500, yeah. So Catapult Turtle is absolutely ridiculous. And it's also searchable off 7 Tachyon. Next off, your non-engine will play, of course, 1 Call by the Grave. Protect yourself from hand traps. This deck can also protect itself from hand traps and can also protect your FTK. And I'll explain to you guys that in a second once I progress through the combo segment of the video. You're going to play 2 talents for going first. And these are, I believe, the best hand traps in the game. You want to play, of course, the 3 Fuvaros. This card's insane. 3 Drone Lockbird and 3 Ash Blossom. The way that my hand trap approach is that, like, I can't afford to play 18 hand traps in the main deck. So I decided to play cards that if I draw, I feel okay of drawing the hand traps. Like, I want to play lingering hand traps because I feel like if you're playing less than 18 in any deck, there's no point. So you want to actually use hand traps that are really high impact. So Fuvaros and Drone Lockbird are just lingering hand traps, which are really, really good going second. Joe is specifically really good going first and second, but Fuvaros is just auto game going second. If your opponent has a very weak board when it comes to when it comes to your turn and they pass on very minimal with because they're under Fuvaros, you can just number 100 just OTK them with absolute ease, right? So these I believe are just the best non-engine that you can play in the deck. You guys can substitute non-engine for whatever you guys like, but for the deck like this, you're just focused on actually just going first to try to FTK your opponent. It's also an insurance plan with this deck. If you do not FTK, it is okay. You can still end on multiple negates, and especially multiple disruptions and transmigration alongside Drone Lockbird Ash, and like having cards like Talents and Call By going first. Your opponent is never winning the game anyways, right? And if you guys think about it, going first, if you get access to, of course, the Tachyon, this card also becomes more copies of Call By the Grave, right? Which is absolutely insane. So which is why Tachyon Transmigration is just really, really good. So I think like Transmigration alongside these cards are just like the best hand traps that you guys can actually play when it comes to playing this Tachyon strategy. All right, ladies and gents, and that's pretty much it for the main deck. Let's go on to the extra deck real quick. Start out with a brand new. You want to play 2 copies Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Gluxion. This card is absolutely phenomenal. This card is a brand new rank 8 Xyz monster, which is also a generic. And what it does is that if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can add 1 Galaxy or Tachyon card from your deck to your hand. So this card searches another Galaxy card, which is insane. Searches Tachyon. There's just more copies of Transmigration, which is really good. And you can attach 2 material from this card to basically rank up this card into 1 rank 8 Dragon Xyz monster with 3000 attack for absolutely free. And you can rank up obviously into the 107, which is absolutely ridiculous right here. And 107 has a secret battle ability effect to just skill drain your opponent's entire board during the battle phase, which is actually really good. So Tachyon Dragon becomes really great in that situation. And also combining off with, of course, Spiral of Destruction. Once you negate everything, Spiral of Destruction can just clear your opponent's entire board, which is absolutely insane. The Divine Golden Dragon Gluxion is a card that gets you all your combos started and helps you rank up into Tachyon Dragon. So that way that you can utilize Transmigration from your hand, which is really nice. The number 100 for OTKs, and for the FTK to tribute itself to, when it has 17,000, which is actually insane. Draglubion, which is really good. To get you access to Titanic Galaxy, which is really nice. A Hope Harbinger, Full Armor Photon Dragon, Cypher Blade. You're also playing the Heretic Sky Dragon Overlord Heliopolis. This card insulates yourself from getting impermed, which is absolutely insane. So I'll showcase you guys the combo with this card near the end of the video, and it's a 1 card FTK, by the way. And I'll showcase you guys that in a sec. 1 Divine Arsenal Zeus. Of course, Typhon Zeus is really good because you can steal Detonator with Talent, which is really nice. Typhon, 104 Masquerade. For the 7 Tachyon, 101 Silent Honor Arc, 4 of course Searching the Catapult Turtle, and last but not least the 1 Galaxy Satellite Dragon to round off for all the cards in your extra deck. So guys, that is pretty much it for the main deck. Remember guys, always use my deck list as a guide to what you guys can build when it comes to building your own decks. Use my deck list as a template. And now let's go on with some bread and butter combos you guys must know when it comes to playing this deck right here. So first, I'm going to showcase you guys this 1 card FTK, which is really easy to accomplish. And then I'll showcase you guys some other combos that you guys can do if you don't open up the 1 card FTK, right? And the FTK only really works if you haven't burned your normal summon yet. So any hand that you have, of course, the Infinity Dragon, or, multiple ways to get rank 8s without having to normal summon, without having to normal summon your Cloud Dragon or your Safeards, you can basically FTK your opponent with absolute ease. And you can also protect the FTK as well from cards like Imperm and also Veiler. So how do you do this? So guys, the first combo is of course the Shore Shield Infinity Dragon and any 1 card in your hand, okay? And the reason why the 1 card, you need 1 other card in your hand, which is why this isn't really a true 1 card combo. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's not really true 1 card combos because you start off with a 5 card opening hand. So it's essentially a true 1 card combo. You guys get what I'm saying? Here's how the FTK works, okay? Since you control no monsters, you special summon the Shore Shield Dragon from your hand. When this card is summoned, you basically get to special summon, of course, the Galactic Spiral Dragon directly from your deck. Now, using these 2 cards right here, you're going to Xyz summon into the Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Gluxion. Once this card is summoned, you get to activate its effect to search a Tachyon card, and the card you're going to search is, of course, the Galaxy Tachyon Primal. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to attach 2 materials from this card, okay, to link in to Xyz into Hieratic Sky Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. What this card does is that once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets the cards on your field, your graveyard, and or your banished cards, quick effect, you can attach material from this card. The activation you do, destroy that card. So this card is like an imperm, all right, which is insane. But if you open up with multiple Tachyons, okay, let me say this to you guys so you guys can understand, okay? If you guys open up with Tachyon, okay, or especially multiple Tachyons, ladies and gents, in your opening hand, do not go for this. You can go for Tachyon instead. And the reason why you go for Tachyon instead is because you already have 2 Solemn Judgments in your hand. So this can protect you from more than just Imperm. Because once you already control this in your on the field, this card can negate Nib, this card can negate Ash, this card can negate Imperm, Purge, Impulse, everything. All right? So as long as if you already have this in your hand, you go for this. If you don't have this in your hand, you obviously don't go for this, which is why I'm playing 3 copies of this. Is because if I have multiple copies of these in my hand while going first, I'm making 107 every single time because this card is just better than Heliopolis. But for this case, since let's say I didn't open up with Transmigration, I just opened up with just 1 card, the Short Shield Dragon. You go Hieratic Sky Dragon, Overlord. You go for the Hieratic Sky. Okay. Now you want to special summon Galaxy Tachyon Primal. Okay. Because you control Xyz, Dragon Xyz, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once this card is special summoned, you get to activate its effect. Just search for the 7th Tachyon. Okay. Now you want to activate 7 Tachyon here. You are going to reveal, ladies and gents, the C101 Silent Honor Arc Dark in your extra deck. Just search for a level 5 water directly from your deck to your hand. So you're going to add, of course, the Catapult Turtle directly from your deck to your hand. And you also place the random card from your hand back to your deck, which is really, really good. So you have Catapult Turtle in your hand. Now, since you control 2 dragons, you can special summon Galactic Spiral from your grave. Absolutely amazing. Overlay for, of course, your Draglubion here. Activate Draglubion. Attach a material. Special summon, of course, the number 100 Numeron Dragon. And you can equip, of course, the Tachyon Dragon to it, which is really nice. Now you want to activate number 100's effect. Attach a material. This card will gain 1,000 for all the ranks that you have currently on the field. So you have a total of 17 ranks. So this card is 17,000 attack. And now, since you have a normal summon yet, you get to tribute Draglubion for the Catapult Turtle, which is absolutely insane. Now you get to activate Catapult Turtle's effect. Tribute number 100 to deal 8,500 damage to your opponent while being protected from Imperm and also Veiler, ladies and gents. So that's the FTK. 1 card FTK. It's stupid. I know. But you do have that option. If you open up with Short Dragon, you have that option to FTK with absolute ease. If your combo gets stopped, you can just divert into Tachyon Transmigration Control instead. And that's just basically just as good. Well, no. Nothing's as good as an FTK, obviously. But it's still pretty decent that you have, some sort of backup strategy if you don't FTK, right? So, ladies and gents, that's pretty much for combo number 1. Let's go on to combo number 2. If you don't open up with a way to put rank 8 Xyz on the board, whether it's Horse Showed Infinity Dragon or the Horse cards, and you have to rely on your normal summon, this is the time where the FTK will not work because you cannot normal summon Catapult Turtle, right? So what do we do if we can't FTK? Well, the deck is really, really good if it doesn't FTK. So if you have Saferd or the Cloud Dragon, it's similar combos, but opening up with Saferd is just far more insane in my personal opinion. And you guys are able to see this, that I showcased you guys on Master Duel already, how powerful 1-star Leech Saferd is here in the TCG. So guys, what you want to do is you want to normal summon Star Leech, activate Star Leech, tribute itself. You are going to add, of course, your Tachyon Cloud Dragon directly from your deck to your hand. And when this card is added from your deck to your hand, you get to special summon it, which is insane. Then you can tribute summon it. Then you can use this effect to tribute itself. To special summon, of course, the Galaxy Tachyon Primal directly from the deck. Once this card is summoned, you want to activate Primal's Dragon's effect. You are going to search for, of course, your 7th Tachyon. Okay? 7 Tachyon is just absolutely insane. Okay? Now what you're going to do is that you're going to activate your 7 Tachyon. You're going to reveal the number 107 in your extra deck. Okay? You are going to add, of course, your Bystial Lubellion directly from your deck to your hand. Add Bystial Lubellion from your deck to your hand. You're going to shuffle back a random card from your hand into the deck. Okay? Now you're going to activate Bystial Lubellion, send itself to the grave. You're going to search for the Bystial Magnamut. Absolute movie. And now what's going to happen next is you're going to activate Magnamut's effect in hand by banishing, of course, the Cloud Dragon from your grave. Banish Magnamut, activate Magnamut's end phase effect. Now you're going to tribute the Magnamut to special summon, of course, the Bistro Lubellion. Activate Lubellion's effect to place the branded regain, which is insane. And now your combo begins. Using Primal and also Lubellion, okay, you are going to make the Golden Dragon Shadow Dracluxion here, which is absolutely insane. Activates effect. You're going to search for Tachyon Transmigration, which is really nice. And now what's going to happen next is you're going to use your Dracluxion to detach 2 materials to overlay into number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Right here, which is really, really nice. So this is your setup right here. You add this to your hand. And then what you want to do is that you want to activate, of course, your Save First ability to banish yourself from the grave, to add back the Tachyon Primal directly from your graveyard to your hand. This triggering off your branded regain to shuffle back the Safert, which is really nice, to draw you 1 free card. So drawing you the 1 free card right here, which is insane. And then guys, this right here is your end board, okay? It looks absolutely whack, but this right here is your end board. You have Galaxy, you have Tachyon, end phase, Magnamut is going to resolve. You're going to basically search for Drewsworm, which is absolutely ridiculous, okay? And then, when it comes to your opponent's turn during their draw phase, since you control an Xyz monster, you special summon Tachyon Primal. Activate Tachyon Primal to search for a second copy of Tachyon Transmigration directly from your deck to your hand. And guys, this is your hand. Off just 1 card, you have 2 Solemn Judgments. Remember, this card isn't like a regular hand trap where it stops 1 card. It negates the entire chain, okay? So remember how powerful that is, okay? So you want to time your interruptions properly. So when you do that, this card can easily become minimum 2 negates, which is absolutely insane, right? So guys, this is absolutely ridiculous right here. It doesn't look that strong, but yo, look, you have Regain. Ladies and gents, you have Regain that comes back. Okay, Magnamut will trigger, search more dragons during the end phase. You have a Bistro Drewsworm that can banish, like, let's say, Lubellion from the grave, which triggers off Regain to draw you another card. So you draw into, like, Droll and stuff like that, becomes even more insane, or Ash, and then you have 2 Solemn Judgments in your hand, alongside 4 other cards, or 3 other cards in your hand, off just 1 card. And look, and these cards are big bodies, bro. They're huge bodies. 25, 25, 3K, 3,000. And it has a hidden effect in the battle phase, which negates every monster your opponent controls, which is insane, which a lot of people do not know. So guys, do not sleep on this deck right here. This is multiple negates, multiple draws, and multiple big bodies on the field with just 1 card. With just 1 card, ladies and gents. And Recursion with Magnamut, everything. Everything. Guys, try this deck out for yourself. I truly believe this deck is absolutely amazing. And I truly believe this is the best way to play the deck. The reason why I love this deck so much is that even though that sometimes you may not have FTK, it's fine. You still have kind of like some sort of protection with Transmigration, so that way that you can play control if your FTK does not work. So guys, always remember that. That's the plan B with this deck. Play with this deck as normal. If you don't have the FTK, if you have access to FTK, you FTK your opponent anyways. But if you don't, you're playing control, control, control. Ladies and gents, thank you guys so much for watching today's deck profile. If you guys want to see more videos like these, smash thumbs up button. If you guys want to see me take this deck to locals, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about this deck right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to play this deck on Master Duel. And it's your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.